Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back, everyone. It's Monday morning, 8 o'clock, and we are looking at Dixie on a daily time frame. Few things I want to point out right off the bat is this week we had a lot of overnight news on the weekend of banks basically still going to the downside after all the money injected into them, even after buyouts, they're still tanking. That's going to eventually spill over to other things. Also, this week, the Fed is going to be announcing its conclusion on increasing interest rates of either 0.25 or zero point 0.5. I think that's coming on Wednesday, 2 o'clock. Be ready for that. As of right now, looking at Dixie after the open on CME, we're getting a pullback. This should be giving a breathing room for equities, tech stocks, Bitcoin ETH to the upside. Keep in mind that we are looking for this to find its support. And when markets open in about 2 hours, if this decides to close a 4 hour candle here and then start a reversal, I would not be surprised if it starts coming up from there. So I'm going to actually go over this real quick. As long as we're closing today above 103, that's going to be the possibility of going sideways and up into the rest of the week. If we close under 103, I'm looking for this 102.50 level as support, and then worst case scenario, this $100 level. Probably for FOMC, depending on what he says, you're going to get the range tested all the way to the bottom or to the top. I'm ready for both. And in the meantime, a consolidation sideways here is logical and expected because why would anyone make a big move before the meeting's conclusion kind of situation, right? So right now, everyone is jockeying for price, trying to price in what they're expecting. Uh, ECB already did zero point 0.5. If we don't do at least 0.25, that will be insane, in my opinion. If we do 0.5, that would be the smartest thing to do. And yeah, I mean, even doing 0.25, they better say, hey, we have no hesitation of going 0.5 next meeting, depending on the economy and the market, blah, 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 blah. Shouldn't be the market, it should be the economy. If they're trading off the market, then they're failing as the Fed that's supposed to protect, the economy, not like the stock market. So banks failing, they should let it go bust. There's no such thing as too big to fail. They're basically using whatever excuse they can to lower the interest rate hikes and print more money, and that's how the way it's gonna work. They all will just print money. There's no way that they can solve the problem without either paying down the debt, which we'll never do, or printing more money and then passing that as a stimulus. And every time the amounts will get higher and higher. Since '08, it's only gotten higher. So, all right, let's get back to topic at hand. Going to the 4 hour chart, what I'm looking for is seeing if we can possibly find some support. Daily is saying that we should be looking for lower. Daily chart is showing you that you got enough bearish divergence to break this support, take the liquidity, and then you can see for the reversal. But 4 hour is still holding this level. We got an hour left. If we can hold here and build some support sideways at this 103 level, I would be very excited for sideways and up. Right now, you got a little bit of bullish divergence coming. Let's see what happens at the market open. Like I said, if we lose this level on a 4 hour open and close, I'm looking for that next level come quick and fast. Going to the downside will give us nice upside on Bitcoin and ETH. Finding support here and rising will give us nasty downside on Bitcoin and ETH and tech. Um, why would the banking failure be a positive thing for crypto? I just don't understand it. So keep that in mind moving forward. Okay. Now let's go to the daily on Bitcoin. Turn this off. So CME has a nice little gap, and so does ETH. That is very interesting that we have such a premium. Let me make sure. Okay, there you go. There is that gap was just a data blip. Apologize for that. Okay, so daily on Bitcoin. Now you can see, yes, the CME still has those gaps. Are we going to fill them? Uh, one of them might have gotten filled. The other one is still probably there. Um, let's look at that on another day. Today, let's just watch at Bitcoin. As you can see on a daily time frame, we're actually in the bullish control zone. So depending on how we close today's candle, if we can hold that $28,000 level, we will probably go sideways and up. So that's kind of another saving grace that, hey, if Dixie does continue to go to the downside, Bitcoin will have an opportunity to go and test into the next level of resistance, which is around that 32,500, and then it's going to be that 34 to $36,000 area. Let me show you. There you go. So 32.5 looking left is a little bit of resistance, but then after that 30,000 psychological, 32.5 is a level to the left, and then after that the 34 and 36K is the levels that I would be expecting coming into this week if everything is going in this proper momentum. If the banking sector fails, is the world going to use crypto as their um, hedge to basically keep everything running properly, even if the banks fail, kind of situation? In the past, when we have these liquidity crises, you know, if you're a wealthy individual, you have your money in your houses, your cars, your watches, you have it in the stock market, you have some in cash, and then you have your crypto. Well, when it's time to sell and you need money immediately, like you have a margin call, well, the only thing you can sell is literally your house, your car, your watches, and your crypto, because selling your stocks takes about 3 days to settle. Okay, so it's not easy to liquidate stocks over your hard assets like gold, silver, jewelry, art, you know, cars, home. Is going to take you at least 30 days for, you know, them to do a title and lien search. But the point I'm trying to get at is like, that's why having it as a safe haven thesis is great. But I think in the beginning, I think everything will crash together, and then after the ashes, one will rise, and more than likely it will be crypto, because why would you let dollar wreck you 3 times? You know, like if you were in the '08 and you are going through it again in like 2020, like with COVID, this third one, why would you like allow yourself to fail by putting money in the bank and having that same situation happen again? So some people are wise. Some people who went through like the 1920 crash and then the 1994 or 95, whatever crash, you know, if you've been through 2 or 3 of them, you're not going to do the same mistake over and over. So for me, it's like, you know, I am very much in cash. I'm waiting to see what happens, and then I'll act accordingly. People are forgetting about the other things in the background, such as ETH upgrade. You're forgetting about Mount Gox unlock. You're forgetting about the government stash of coins. Like, all this gonna get sell pressure on us, right? So I'm not excited to buy a top. I would like to buy a retrace. So right now I'm looking for this to go sideways and up. If we lose 26,000 to the downside and we get a daily close under 26, I'm going to be looking for us to find support around 24.5, and then we can look for sideways and up. Closing too many candles under 25,000 is going to make me think that, hey, this is the head. And then when we start coming down, we're going to form a shoulder to take some liquidity back to the downside. Like, that thesis will come back if we start closing too many candles under 25,000. Until then, as long as we're holding above 27, 20, 27, 8, 20, 28,000, the possibility of us going and getting into that 32.5 first and then 34 is very, very there. The move's going to be very quick, and we're already building up. So a little bit of a pullback here and a little triangle consolidation, finding support around 25,000, and then the breakout is completely logical and reasonable. You should not get scared of you coming down from 28,000 whatever to 25,000. 25,500 is a good area. 25,000 itself is a good support area moving forward, no matter how long it takes to consolidate above that. Okay. Let's go to the 4. And then if you lose 25,000, then I'm looking at 22,500 as the next level of support, because that was our little bit of an area of retrace before we went upside. Going to the 4-hour time frame, you can see we're about to set up the third drive of bearish divergence on the top. Finding resistance here, I was looking for 27,000 as support. Losing 27,000, you're going to come test into this $25,000 area that I've been talking about. If you lose that, then I mean, worst case scenario, you got 23,800 as support, which is the bottom of this whole little order block. Any lower than that, it's going to get questionable, because even coming down to this 23,000 is going to be like a dead cat bounce scenario where I would take the long scalp here at 23, but I would probably sell it at 25, and I would look to see where we find our confirmed support after before I make a move. But like right here, this is kind of like the perfect shorting opportunity. I'm already short on ETH, so I'm not trying to get crazy, but yeah, it makes sense why people are trying to short here. Let me quickly check my chart. Yeah, and we could go to a daily on ETH while I actually pull up ETH on my phone to manage my own position. Yeah, so I'm up. So I shorted 1785. This is the third short I took today. I shorted yesterday, took profit, took a long at like 2 in the morning, closed it at 4 in the morning, took another short, closed it, and again I'm in another short. So I've stopped scalping longs for the time being until New York Open. And there you go. So here's the daily on ETH. Taking a long off of that 1740 level would have been the logical thing to do. So I'm going to actually set that right now. 745, I will take an equal long to my short from 1785. So I'll have like a $40, $50 range. So I just set that limit, and now you guys have my full attention. Okay, so what I'm looking for is same thing as Bitcoin on ETH. Bitcoin already is stronger and is above our large resistance over here, the white EMA at 1850, 1860. This is why we were taking shorts over here. The thing is, though, when Bitcoin did this, it broke out, right? So taking like a life short here is not advisable. Scalping this little what is this, $100 range? Yeah, $100 range is okay in my opinion. 1740, 1850 short, 1740 long. That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm looking for this long off of this $1,700 area, low 1700, and I'm going to scalp that long for us to close at 1840, 1850 if that comes. If I have a 1745 or 1785 short, if I get to 1850, I will add. And then keep in mind that I want to add after I have my long. And then what our target is going to be the higher level, such as 2,000. And once we claim this 2,000 with a 4-hour open and close, I'm looking for 2,300. Kind of like what Bitcoin is doing, but Bitcoin is showing you its strength over ETH. So if ETH shits the bed, then Bitcoin's going to probably get dragged down with ETH. And my warning sign for downside is losing 1,700 on ETH on a 4-hour open and close. That's going to be my warning sign. Hey, yo, you got to get ready for downside. But right now, the way the EMEs are posed on, and we are basically doing this bounce, you can use this level as support and do that next extension up. Technically, this is wave 1. This is wave 2. Here's wave 3. Okay, we pull back a little bit for wave 4. Then comes wave 5. The nice big, you know, the money of the year kind of thing. The money of the year was already here, but this is a secondary buy your wife a new house kind of money. Okay, here's the 4-hour on ETH. As you can see, right? Here's a little funny thing. As we are consolidating at the high, okay, this is the high. Here's your high. We're consolidating right above this high, which is around 1760. You're showing all those bearish diversions, and you're actually sitting right on the 0.5. It's very possible that right here, the new 4-hour open, we can actually find support at 1760 and just rise on up, take out the liquidity higher, and then roll on over after U.S. markets open. Okay, so just be aware. If we start trickling down into the U.S. market open, if I get that $1,700 long, I will take that long. I think I set it up at 1745. Yeah, I did it at 1745. But if I can get it at 1700, I will add to it, and then I'll definitely add around 16ish, 1640ish. But I'm just showing you, like, right now my goal is to already secure the short. I will add to my short if I'm given the opportunity, but I'm looking to DCA into the long so we can basically consolidate sideways in this range. My warning sign of downside for true downside will be if my long starts closing under this 200 EMA, but my short will already be at profit. So this is how I'm going to be trading this moving forward. The second we have 4 hour opening closes under 1700, I'm going to be looking for these lower targets. If we have a 4 hour opening close above 1800 again, I'm going to be checking out for that 1850 target. More than likely, we're going to get to 2000. If we break this 1850, it's just going to be a fast move to 2000. Find some resistance, maybe pull back a little bit to like 1950, and then probably jump right back to 23 and hit that daily target. Bitcoin and ETH, they're going to do that last gasp kind of situation. And going down a little bit before going up is just to collect some liquidity. The way that it's looking, I would look for a little bit downside to 1700, and then I would be looking for that pop next day. Uh, I think Powell is going to give us a Darth Maul, but I think the Darth Maul is going to start from higher than lower. And then before we go, this is the last thing I want to show you guys. You can see this 9 EMA, this red EMA, slowly trying to get above 1740. We're so close to start making all the EMAs in breakout fashion. So on a larger time frame, it looks so good for a high breakout, but with all the FUD and the news coming out, I feel like the powers that be and media and everyone is trying to keep it tame, where they're like accumulating everything they can, and then it's gonna just like pump and we're all gonna be chasing. So it's like such messed up stuff. But look at Bitcoin, much cleaner than ETH. One, I'll take that as two. Here's your number three. This is as good as you can make it. And look at the consolidation you got over here, right? Between the white and blue. But then see this red EMA comes right above the blue, basically initiating the leg up. This is kind of exactly what I'm looking for as per my EMA strategy. Yeah. So I'm waiting to see if we close this daily in the bullish control zone. I'm gonna look for that next leg up tomorrow. And I think the market makers are basically trying to get their short as high as possible and taking out all the early shorts until Powell opens his freaking mouth and says what he needs to. You'll get that little wick up quickly and then just death candle to the downside and fill the CME gap and all that kind of situation. It's kind of what I'm waiting to see if it at all is possible. Right before I go, I will go over my spiel, but I will turn on the CME for Bitcoin so you can see the gaps that I'm talking about. So yeah, if you haven't already, please leave a like, subscribe, press the bell button for notifications so you get these real-time updates as soon as I drop them so you can use it to your trading advantage. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave it in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to answer them in the next video. If you have other assets you want me to cover, leave it in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to get to you in the next video. If you are interested in trading with me live, please feel free to join me on my Discord server. The link to the Discord server is in the description of this video below, alongside with all the other affiliate services that I use and recommend myself. And yeah, I will be there later if you need to talk about anything and go over anything. And here is a gap right here at CME around 27. And the next gap was all the way over here at 21,000. So 21,000 to 20,500 is a gap. And then you got another gap over here. It's just like a minor one over here. But it's a gap. And I mean, I guess you can say it's filled, but it's a gap. Yeah, so basically all we did is just fill this gap right here. See this gap? We just filled it. So to roll over under this pink EMA in between the pink and white and find an accumulation for a short on CME makes sense because RSI, bear div, everything is hitting. So I'm just waiting to see this day close and then we can see what happens. But yeah, after this, I'm looking for it to just pop right on up to like over here, because you're going to be basically consolidating here. I mean, you can even come a little bit to like 30,200 and then roll on over, like low 30,000 and just roll on over, come back, find support at 28 and then break up. But yeah, that's basically all I have for you guys. Be safe. Talk to you soon. Yeah, be safe. Talk to you soon. See you in the next one.